Hello, kindergartners. It's Mr. Cutler here again. Happy Dr. Seuss Week. So today we're going to do a pretty big project. It's called Cat in the Hat Art Project. So you're going to need the papers we gave you. You're going to need glue. You're going to need a black crayon. And you're going to need scissors. There's a lot of cutting, so stretch out those fingers. I'm going to show you the end product right now so you have an idea what it looks like. Now, I don't have my screen. I've never done this on screen. So you have Cat in the Hat. Ready? So you got his hat, his face, his bow tie, and his body. So this is what the end product's gonna look like. So let's get started with our Cat in the Hat project. I'm gonna take the crayon and put it off to the side right now. And I'm gonna take my glue and put it off to the side. Because right now, we're gonna do some major cutting. All right, there we go. Let's do this. I usually like to start with the body. The body is the biggest part of the project. You're gonna have to unfold it. We had to fold it up. And it's pretty big, okay? So, it's really big. So I'm gonna have you cut this out. It can be a little tricky. Remember, you can pause me at any time, but we're gonna go through and do the hands and the neck and the body and the feet. And remember, thumbs on top. Thumbs on top, thumbs on top. Shortcuts to, turn the paper. Turn the paper, not the scissors, not the scissors. So you're gonna cut out the Cat in the Hat. And as you're cutting, just take your time, especially around those corners. And you're gonna work your way around. I did his legs. And you gotta be careful, this Cat in the Hat, he can be pretty silly, huh? So take your time, and then the arms can be a little tricky too. So go around. There you go. If you need to take a little break, remember you can pause me. You can be like, whew, because after the body, we still have more to cut out. Got to cut out his face and his belly and his heart and his bow tie. So you're going to want to get all that. There we go. Cut up there. There we go. Cut up here. And then this is where the neck is. This is where we're going to put the bow tie later that we're going to be cutting out. So like I said, the body is the biggest part. You just want to cut around here. And remember, thumbs on top. Do shortcuts if you need to. Curve it around. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. All right. And there. So, boop. And then you have his body. Now, the next thing that you're going to cut out is his belly and his head. And of course, we're gonna put the head and the belly on there in a minute, but we gotta cut them out. And that's on one page. So you got the belly and you have his head. So this white paper on the front is not for his belly, just as a heads up. That's for something else, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, when you cut out the head, make sure you leave a pretty long neck, and you're gonna see why in a minute. So you're gonna wanna cut around here, cut around the head. And the reason you're gonna want a long neck is because you're gonna wanna put on his infamous bow tie. All right, so if you notice, even though it stops right here, you see where the black stops right here? Keep going all the way down. I know it looks silly because it's a long neck, but you'll see why in a minute. So you don't lose the other piece of paper right here for his belly. Cut that one out too while you're at it, okay? And then we're gonna glue those on. All right, cut around the oval for the belly. And let's glue these pieces on right away so we don't lose them. That's what I like to do is after we cut things out, I usually try to glue it on pretty fast. So let's do his belly first. So his belly is right in the middle right here, and right around his arms, okay? So in between his arms right here. You're gonna put glue around. Remember, I always teach my students, you go around the world twice. X marks the spot. And then you put it right there, right between the arms. So now you have his belly. Now for remember how I told you to keep the neck long? Remember I told you that? Well, the reason is you're gonna put glue right here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And it's gonna look kind of silly at first, but you're gonna put right there for his neck. So you can kind of see on the back, I put a little bit of his neck there, but it looks silly because it looks like he has such a long neck. But don't worry, because we're gonna cut out the bow tie, okay? So I'm gonna cut out the bow tie right now so I can show you. Put my cap on, I don't want that to dry out. Mrs. Cutler will be mad. I don't want that to dry out. All right, here we go. So we're gonna go thumbs on top, thumbs on top. Shortcuts to, turn the paper, not the scissors, not the scissors. All right, so I know I went kind of fast. Remember, you can always pause me if I'm cutting faster than you. Now, you're gonna wanna put this right on his neck, and that's why you wanted a longer neck. One, so you can glue it on his body, and two, you wanna be able to put this right in the middle right here. So I'm gonna put glue on. I usually put it on the side that has the black lines on it, so you don't see the black lines. So I go around the world twice, so I'm going around twice. X marks the spot, okay? There we go, and glue. So now he has his bow tie. Don't worry, we're gonna add a face at the end. Now this is the part where I'm gonna take my Cat in the Hat so far, his body, I'm gonna take his belly, I'm gonna take the bow tie in his head, and I'm gonna put it off to the side because I wanna show you how to make his hat. That's a whole separate art project. So, you have his hat right here. Oh, cap back on. And I'm gonna cut out his red hat right now. So, this one says not too long, doesn't take too long. There's some straight lines on it, which makes it really nice when you're cutting. Okay, and once we're done making the hat, then we're gonna put it on his head and add a face, okay? Because he's the Cat in the Hat. I love the book. He is so silly in the book. And the fish, it always is like, get him out, he shouldn't be in here. All right, so once you cut out the hat, this is where, if you notice on the one that I made, there's white stripes. And that's where the white paper is gonna come in right here. I'm gonna cut out some white stripes. So I'm gonna go up here like this. I usually do just a few. You can make them thicker, you can make them thinner, it's up to you. I'm gonna go right here and cut here. And if you notice, it is going over the hat, right? It's going over the hat, which is fine. I'll show you in a minute how we're gonna take care of that. All right, so I'm gonna put one stripe there. I'm gonna put another stripe here. And I'll put one more stripe here. So, this is where I want this. Now you're probably thinking, Mr. Color, that looks nothing like the hat that you showed us on your Cat in the Hat. You're right, but still, trust me, you're gonna glue this on. So I'm gonna put right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna glue it like that. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna glue it like this, okay? And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna glue it just like this, okay? All right, now, this is where you put your cap back on. And what you're gonna do here is you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna notice that you can just cut right along the side of the hat. You can curve it around and cut off the excess pieces, the extra pieces. See what I'm doing there? There you go. There we go. And if you need to get closer, you totally can. All right, now when I flip it over, now it looks like the Cat in the Hat, his hat. So once you have the hat finished and you might have more stripes if you make them thinner, and that's totally cool. That's what's cool about these projects, is you can do it how you want to do it. Now we're gonna glue the hat that you just made on the top of his head. That we're not doing the face yet because I want to get the hat on there first. So on the top of his forehead up here, you want to put enough glue to put his hat on, okay? So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put a lot more on because the hat's pretty heavy. And then you're gonna put it right there. So we have our hat that we made, we have our head that we cut out, we have our bow tie, we have our body, and we have our belly. Now that you have all that on, now you're gonna take that black crayon that I showed you, and we're gonna draw his face, okay? We're gonna put his face right here. Now that you have your hat where you want it, you're gonna put 2 eyes, beady eye here, and then you're gonna put his nose. Now he's a cat, and cats have whiskers, so you're gonna wanna put whiskers coming out from his nose, okay? So now we have to do his mouth. And his mouth, you can make a big smile. You can use a different color if you want. If you want to use, I know some people like to use red. There you go. And he's smiling because he loves to have a good time. So now you're all done. We usually have you write your name on the belly, but since you have it at home, we know that it's yours. When you're all finished, you can hang this up somewhere in your house, or you can have it sit next to you when you're reading a Dr. Seuss book this week. And you are finished with your cat in the hat. All right, nice job, kindergartners. Good job listening, good job cutting. I'm sure your fingers are a little tired, and we can't wait to see your cat in the hats. I hope he doesn't cause trouble in your house. All right, happy Dr. Seuss week.